Hello and welcome to part 2 of Fanfic Live episode 3, Jumanji X Dragon Ball. I hope you guys are having a great time. I forgot to do something, so let me just awkwardly do it off to the side. Okay, here's where we're at. Yesterday, streamed for about an hour and a half. We rolled our random fanfic topics, and it was Jumanji and Dragon Ball. We wrote about 1,300 words, and then I got called into work, basically. Emergency. I had to hop on, help them deal with it. But that being said, we're back at it again in the white vans.
Thank you, stranger.
Oh, thank you for the sub, Hunt270. Hunt, I have to tell you, every single time I see your username, I want to say the C word. Have you ever thought about changing it? Sorry, let me just get this going. So, here's where we're at. Like I said, we've got this fanfic up. If you can believe it, and honestly, I can't. We're at 1,340 words. Crazy. Probably 2/3 of the way through, at minimum. So let's keep going. The problem is I started reading it and there's some problems in here. So let me start with right here, okay? Down a little bit for me. Okay, all right. Okay, let's do this. Oh no, Sibylla, shit, fuck, I have less than an hour to finish this? Okay, here's where I'm at. Van Pelt has shown up. He shot Krillin for being a footstool of a man. And the shot was deafening, causing the crowd to jump, first in shock and then in abject horror. As the cloud of smoke cleared, they expected to see the groom mangled, bloody, dead. But he wasn't. Instead, they saw Goku standing in front of the gun, the barrel pointed at his sternum and not a single scratch on him. "Hey pal, that wasn't very nice," Goku said. Van Pelt could do nothing but stare with wide eyes. "I've never missed a shot before. God, not in my whole goddamn life. Goddamn life." This line right here, I think it's too nice. I think you should apologize and then leave, Goku said. Goku would never fucking say that. He would say, like, maybe you should scram, buddy. I'm not a fan of buddy. Before I have to make you. Goku continued. I think this is a pal. No, there's a pal there. Not a big fan of this word. Let's highlight it. Let's keep moving. Goku. Van Pelt sneered. Fine. I guess I'll have to do this the savage way. I'm gonna change this to Van Pelt sneered. Yeah, it's the same thing. Well, I that's why I'm trying to go to. Like, what would he think? I don't think he. I was gonna say misfire. Like, he would never blame himself for the failure. He would blame the instrument or the circumstances. Maybe you should scram, buddy, before I have to make you. Stupid. Damn you. Damn you. You know what? Okay, look. I'll highlight this section. Actually, I'm going to put in here. This is TBD misfire excuse. We'll come back and do it later. Figure out what the shortcut highlight. Fine, I guess I'll have to do this the savage way, Van Pelt sneered. As he pulled a long, jagged knife from his belt. He flashed it in front of his face, waving it menacingly from left to right. Oh, You know, that's a fair point. I'm not making a clear thing here, which is TBD Goku blur gets in the way. I was trying to say that Goku, like, gets in front of the gun. I'll come back and add that later. Waving it menacingly from left to right. Fine, I guess I'll have to do this the savage way, Van Pelt sneered as he pulled a long, jagged knife from his belt. He flashed it in front of his face. Flashed it in front of Goku's face. Waving it menacingly from left to right. Goku smiled. He liked it when the bad guys got cocky. Okay, mister. Okay, mister. I'm gonna say, okay, mister. You asked for it. Goku suddenly became a blur. His hands, his strong hands, and rippling arms, and rippling bare arms, moving too fast for any eye to track. Van Pelt seemed to do nothing, just standing there frozen at the spectacle before him. But then time caught up to Van Pelt. So did the injuries. This is too long-winded, but I think it should be here. Okay, mister. Okay, mister. You asked for it. Then time caught up to Van Pelt. And his face exploded into a crimson mist. Crimson mist is such a great phrase that I'm okay with everybody using. A crimson mist. Was the only muffled sound that escaped Van Pelt. Hi, Halucha. Hey, it's Whiskey O'Clock right here. I don't like whiskey, but I'm really trying. I'm really trying. You guys hear the thunder? Storm's going on. Time caught up to Van Pelt and his face exploded. Was the only muffled sound that escaped Van Pelt's face, or what was left of it. And yet somehow the rugged jungle hunter remained standing, unsteady, but still on two high-socked feet. High-socked, jungle-booted feet. The rugged adventure hunter. Was the only muffled sound that escaped Van Pelt's face, or what was left of it. And yet somehow, the rugged hunters remained standing, unsteady, but still on two high-socked, jungle-booted feet. Wow. Maybe you're tougher than I thought. Goku exclaimed. I guess I'll have to... But now you're making me angry. If I was a shitty writer, you know what I would say right here? I would say, you won't like me when I'm angry. Trying to make him go Super Saiyan. But that's okay. I've got more for you. A brilliant light. A dazzling light. And to radiate from Goku. Bathing the altar. Eventually, the whole wedding party. A buzzing cloud of brilliance. Buzzing brilliance. Has there been a kiss yet? No, I think when they kiss is when they warp back. Yeah, you know, you could do fake erotica. Will. We were talking about this yesterday. The problem is I'm taking this too seriously. The next time I do this, which could be as soon as this weekend unless somebody else wants to take over, I need to like go full bore cheese from the start and keep that momentum. Bathing the altar and eventually the whole wedding party in a buzzing brilliance. Goku. Time stopped and hearts beat faster. Goku was going Super Saiyan. Dear Lord. Van Pelt exclaimed through his bloody pulp of a face. Goku. You know what? I need to do it here. A dazzling light began to radiate Goku bathing the alternative distribution. Goku was scrunching. That's a terrible thing to say. Is it? Oh, fuck! And then Goku kissed that bloody pulp. That's a good one. Halucha. I'll use that one. Whiskey time. We have an ASMR stream. ASMR drinking stream. It should be called Whisper with Whiskey. Whispering with Whiskey. Isabella. Dazzling light began to radiate from Goku, bathing the altar, and eventually the whole wedding party in a buzzing brazilians. Goku's muscles were rippling. Goku's muscles were rippling, and his teeth clenched. His entire body radiating, oh, I already said, filling with immense martial energy. Let's just get rid of the martial. Time stopped and hearts beat faster. Goku was going Super Saiyan. Dear Lord, Van Pelt exclaimed through his buddy pulp of a face. God has nothing to do with it, buddy. Goku's God has nothing. No, Goku muttered through clenched teeth. No. I already have it. I like Goku. Goku said through clenched teeth. And then this is Goku's muscles were rippling and his whole body Goku's muscles were rippling and his now white hair Oh, white hair. His muscles are rippling. His white hair is TBD standing. We'll come back later and get that word. Oh my god, Halucha. Oh no, fuck. You found a 9/11 chain text? Those are my favorite. Dear Lord, Van Pelt exclaimed through his bloody pulp of a face. God has nothing to do with it, buddy. Goku replied. He slowly brought his two hands slowly brought his two spirit bomb, right? Well, you can't do a spirit bomb in the middle of a wedding. God has nothing to do with it, buddy, Goku replied. He brought his hands. He slowly his hands high and behind his head. Palms open and crackling with power. Maybe it's time for a round of applause. His hands slammed together. Hands rocketed forward. So fast, they blurred from start to finish, meeting in a mighty clap on either side of Van Pelt's head, face. So fast, mighty clap. She's gonna go whoopsh. A sickening wet clap reverberated through the venue as a light shower of blood, as blood lightly showered party. Yes, Sibylla, if you want to be on here. His hands rocketed forward so fast they blurred from start to finish. Blurring from start to finish, meeting in a mighty clap on either side. Meeting in a mighty clap centered on Van Pelt's weak head. Sickening wet clap reverberated through the venue as blood lightly showered the wedding party. Van Pelt's, or rather his headless corpse, his headless body, his now headless body, slumped to the floor. Okay. We could just do voice, and then the good thing about Google Doc is that you're live editing, so we could host the stream and we would just need you on mic. We could do a Discord test. cheer rose through the crowd. Now let's change this. Crowd burst into applause. Krillin slapping Goku on the back. Thanks. As Android 18 quietly wiped blood off her dress. I say burst into place. Wowee. Whoops, thought Peter. Now that was cool. You know what? Let's have him say that. Wowee, exclaimed Peter. Now that was cool. I don't know, replied Judy. Blood makes me want to vomit, makes me want to hurl. At the altar, Goku had picked up Van Pelt's body. Let's change this. Van Pelt's body flung across his shoulder and was floating a few inches off the ground. Sorry for the mess, Krillin. But now there's nothing stopping you from marrying. Stopping your wedding. Stopping you from getting married. I think I'm misspelling Krillin, aren't I? Let's do else. What the fuck is going on in this chat? Are you guys scheduling a hookup? Everyone clapped their wet cheeks. Krillin laughed. Thanks, Goku. Thanks, pal. Now, Mr. Priest, if you don't mind, I want to skip to the good part. And he jumped and he stepped forward towards his bride, jumped as high as he could, and planted a kiss square on her lips. Getting close here. God. We can do a Cali trip anytime, honestly. Part of me is like, yeah, I'd love to go to one of those conventions, but another part of me is like, fuck the conventions. Let's just do like a San Diego all the way up to San Fran trip. Now, Mr. Priest, if you don't mind, I want to skip to the good part. Crowd laughed and cheered as the beautiful couple became one. Peter and Judy. Well, I gotta transition here. I mean, I was thinking about doing fly San Diego, San Francisco, rent a car, and just, 3 days in the city, next, drive up to the next one, 3 days next. 'Cause I do want to drive like the Pacific Coast Highway. Is that what it's called? Pacific Coast Highway? Peter and Judy join them. Join the revelry. Enjoying bright moment. Enjoying bright moment. Enjoying the show. I gotta transition them. So they're like, I don't know, how do they go back in Jumanji? Is it just like the world, like, I guess the fog comes back. Fog comes back. Enjoying the show so much that they didn't notice creeping green. Fuck, how did I describe it up here? Why is this so long? Fog. Fog. Ring wrong surrounded them. Surrounded them. They were so joyous, they hardly noticed. Didn't notice the creeping green fog surrounding them. Jumanji was calling. While this round may be over, they had many more go. Oh fuck, I think that's the end. Surprise, it's the end. Okay, alright. Let's go back up here real quick and let's fill some stuff in and then I'll read it out loud. But now they found themselves trapped in a board game nightmare. Boom. That word's done. I need the shortcut for that. The game began to shake and clatter. Clatter. Boom. Get knocking words out. They couldn't tell other than that he looked just like her. They walked smoothly down the aisle. As a pleasant classical song. As a... Okay, alright. The shot was deafening, causing the crowd to jump. Okay, yeah. But for those with sharp eyes. But those with sharp eyes had seen something slightly different. A large orange blur rushing to the altar. A large orange blur had rushed to the altar. Blown to the altar. Just as the shot went off. Okay, wait. The shot was deafening, causing the crowd to jump, first in shock, and then in abject horror as the cloud of smoke cleared. They expected to see the groom mangled, bloody dead, but he wasn't. Those with sharp eyes had seen something slightly different. Goku. Oh, here it is, I got it. Okay, fuck you, editing, I'm awesome. Maybe you should scram, buddy. Maybe you should leave, buddy. Let's just do that. Leave. There we go. Van Pelt could do nothing but stare with wide eyes. I've never missed a shot, not in my goddamn life. It must have been a misfire. Okay, that's that. Next word, Goku's muscles rippling and his now white hair danced on end. Danced upright. Fucking killing this edit. Oh fuck, folks, I think that's it. Okay, you guys ready? You guys ready for the full read? Let me turn off the music. Let me catch up on chat. Okay, you guys are scheduling Fuckfest San Diego early next year. I'll make sure to not be available for that. Okay, alright, you guys ready? Let's check the word count here. 1,821 words. Holy shit. Alright, here we go. Oh, I'm sorry. It's whiskey whisper time. Peter cradled the dice in his tiny little hands. Just roll them already, his teenage sister Judy said. But he didn't. Jumanji wasn't a game you just played. They'd found that out the hard way about an hour ago, or what felt like a lifetime to them. What was supposed to be a simple board game to pass the time while their parents were out turned into something completely different. He thought things would be normal after their parents died. Nothing could be worse than that. Sorry. I forgot about that wild fucking sentence we wrote. He thought things would be normal after their parents died. Bye, Sibylla. Nothing could be worse than that. But now they found themselves trapped in a board game nightmare, where a single dice roll could kill them. Jumanji wasn't a game, it was a death trap. Peter, you have to play. It's the only way we stay alive. The dice clattered across the wooden board, bouncing against every ancient scar and dusty crevice. It seemed like they went on forever. Or maybe the world moved slower when your fate hung in the balance. A 6. That's good, right? We'll change this to a 12, because if it's dice, then there's 2 of them and you want a 12. Okay. That's good, right? Peter thought. Or at least it was in most games. But this wasn't Chutes and Ladders or Monopoly. Jumanji was different. Peter held his breath as his heavy elephant token moved on its own down the board. I get rid of heavy. It hit the 12th space. It hit the last space with a heavy, ominous clank. Judy and Peter both looked at the large, mysterious, geared into the large, mysterious crystal in the middle of the board. What would it say this time? What would happen to them? And could they survive? Again? Man and android in matrimony. What could stop this ceremony? I think this is this ceremony. What the heck does that mean? Peter exclaimed. Language, Judy replied. Judy shouted. No. Judy replied. The game board began to shake and clatter as the fog and the crystal spun faster and faster. They found their eyes locked to it, the green gas sphere growing larger and larger in their eyes, until they felt as if the whole room was filled with its mysterious expanse. Whiskey whisper. But it didn't stop there. It became the whole house. No, the whole world. Everything around them was dark and foggy and indiscernible. And just when it felt like they had to scream, the mist cleared and revealed. And the mist cleared and revealed a beautifully manicured lawn, one so bright and green it hurt their eyes. Above them was the most brilliantly blue sky they had ever seen, with cartoon-like clouds, and in the distance they could see shiny white dome buildings. Everything was so clean, so crisp. All the colors popped, and nothing was out of place. What was this world? Excuse me, Peter and Judy turned and immediately screamed. Said a gruff voice. Peter and Judy turned and immediately screamed. Standing just in front of them was an 8-foot man. I say just a lot. I'm trying to cut that out. Standing in front of them was an 8-foot green monstrosity wearing a turban and purple pants. Their arms were crossed, and their eyes, they were scary. Just what do you think you're doing here? The monster asked. Jumanji, Judy said quietly. What did you say? Where's your invitation? And where's your invitation? Peter stared up at the green monster? No, that wasn't right. Monsters don't ask for invitations. Excuse me, sir, where are we? You're at Krillin and Android's 18's wedding. Now show me your invitation. Oh, you know what? You know what goes here? This is something Piccolo would say. What kind of stupid question is that? Judy and Peter glanced at each other. He might not be a monster, but he was mean. And they were definitely not invited to this wedding. Gohan, there you are. Oh no, this is Gohan, there you are, came a loud voice behind them. They turned to see another man. This one was spiky black hair and dressed in a jumpsuit, pajamas, overalls, whatever it was. It was the brightest orange color Judy had ever seen. It was also the biggest, goofiest smile as well. I'm sorry. I gotta go full screen for this. Pelucha? Are you telling me you've never seen Dragon Ball Z? Because I know you're horny ass. I know you love drama. You have to watch Dragon Ball Z. It is horny, and it's drama, and it's cheesy. Horny, it's dramatic and cheesy. That's what I meant to say. You gotta watch DBZ. It's fantastic. Okay, come back here. I don't think my camera's right. I fuck with my camera. Okay, here we go. Gohan? There you are, came a loud voice behind them. They turned to see another man. This one with spiky black hair. You know what? I'm sorry. Pelucha? I need you to fucking listen to me, okay? DBZ is an incredible show. As somebody who watched it slightly begrudgingly and was like, let's see if I like this. As somebody who watched this on my own for the first couple episodes and it happened to be on and Maggie didn't want to watch it but happened to be around, I became invested in the show. Maggie became invested in the show. I remember one of our first fights as a couple was because we watched 3 episodes of DBZ and then I was like, okay, I'm going to go read or do something else. And Maggie was like, no, we have to watch more episodes. And I was like, I don't want to watch more episodes right now. And we had a fight because she wanted to watch more DBZ. You will love DBZ. It's fantastic. Very good. It's great. You should watch Kai, though. DBZ Kai. Anyways. Sorry for the interruptions. Gohan, there you are, came a loud voice behind them. They turned... Ski whisper break. Lots of breaks. They turned to see another man. This one with spiky black hair and dressed in a jumpsuit, pajamas, overalls, whatever it was the brightest orange color Judy had ever seen. It was also the biggest, goofiest smile as well. There you are. There you are, Gohan. Wait a minute, you're not my son, he said, looking confusedly at Peter. Hi, I'm Peter, and this is my sister Judy. We're from Brantford, New Hampshire, but we don't know where we are now. We don't know why we're here. Why we're here now. That makes sense. They do know where they are. Just told them. It's okay, little guy. My name is Goku, and this is my friend Piccolo. He gestured to the big green guy who scout. Hey, Piccolo, why don't we let our new friends join the party? Piccolo stared at him a moment, his eyes smoldering. Fine, he said through gritted teeth. Can I just say, I fucking nailed Piccolo. That guy must be a real stickler for the rules, Peter thought, as they followed. That guy must be a real stickler for the rules, Peter thought, as they followed Goku down a winding path between 2 rows of perfectly trimmed bushes. Whiskey whisper. Eventually, they turned right. Oh no, wait. Goku down a winding path between two rows of perfectly trimmed bushes. Eventually they turned right through a gap in the hedge and into a large outdoor party space. White chairs spaced into even rows, a long red carpet leading to a flowery arch, and hundreds of guests in black suits and colorful dresses. This was definitely a wedding, and judging by the amount of people seated and the quiet hush, they were just in time for the ceremony. Will's asking, did I make them siblings and have them kiss at the end? No, that's what you're gonna do in your fanfic. Okay, alright, I have an idea, guys. Fucking idea. Listen to my idea. What if we did fanfic live, but we have multiple writers writing simultaneously? They get the same prompt. They're of each other. The stream is bouncing. They're writing. And then at the end, all the stories and we pick the best. Okay. This was definitely a wedding. And judging by the amount of people seated in the quiet hush, they were just in time for the ceremony. Did it actually work? I'll go back later to check it. I'm still dialing in my new mic. Ladies and gentlemen, we have gathered here today from Earth and beyond to celebrate the unlikeliest of love between an android and a short king. The audience chuckled at that line. Oh, sorry guys. I think I'm realizing that the voice meter gate is not, and compressor is not great, so I need to figure out a way to go to a third party and then back in. Anyways. Ew, the groom is short, Judy thought. I would never marry anyone under 6 feet. She looked towards the altar. And could just barely make out. She looked at the altar. I'll leave towards. And could just barely make out, standing well below the others and glistening with sweat, a tiny bald man with a giant smile. Without further ado, please welcome the bride-to-be, Miss Android 18. Every head in the audience turned to look at them? No. Just next to them. Next to them. They turned as well and saw a beautiful bride wearing a stunning gown and killer blue eyes walk past them. She was staring straight ahead, her strong hands tightly clenching a small bundle of flowers. Next to her was her twin? Brother? They couldn't tell, other than he looked just like her. They walked smoothly down the aisle as a pleasant classical song played and every set of eyes watched. Wow, she's beautiful, Peter thought. He sure would like to have a girlfriend like that. Android 18 reached the altar and took her place opposite the tiny man. Good for you, Krillin. She's a beauty, an old man shouted from the back. The audience laughed. I'm gonna say bald old man. That's a shout out to Master Roshi. And the ceremony continued. It was a lot of talking, more than Judy expected there to be at a wedding. But you'd love a rich man 6'2" or taller. I've never listened to Amy Winehouse. Just too much whining. Such a shitty joke. Don't they just kiss and say I do? Oh no, good for you, Krillin. She's a beauty, a bald old man shouted from the back, whiskey whisper. It's taken me longer to read this than it did to write it. The audience laughed, and the ceremony continued. It was a lot of talking, more than Judy expected there to be at a wedding. Don't they just kiss and say I do? She thought. But the ceremony kept going. The opening speech, the exchanging of vows, the arrival of the rings. Eventually they got to the part that mattered the most. Or they almost did. And now, before we join these two in holy matrimony, if any person present knows any reason to object, speak now or forever hold your peace. There was a quiet that filled the crowd. And just when everyone thought it was over, I'm going to get rid of there was. A quiet filled the crowd. Quiet hush filled the crowd. And just when everyone thought it was over, you know, I'll leave that just in there. I object, came a loud, manly shout from behind the bushes. Stepping forward was a man in jungle khakis, pith helmet, and a stunning mustache. Van Pelt, the hunter. The man who had already chased Judy and Peter across the town of Brantford, firing his monstrous elephant gun at them. He carried the same gun now, shouldered like a British musketeer, marching steadily up the aisle towards the surprised couple. I will not allow this gorgeous creature to be married to a footstool of a man. As he reached the altar, Van Pelt swiftly pointed his gun at Krillin, the enormous muzzle nearly covering his entire face. Hey, who are you and what are you doing interrupting my wedding? I'm about to marry the girl I love and there's nobody that can stop me, Krillin shouted, his veins... I said Krillin. His veins popping and sweat dripping down his face. His tiny fists were balled so tight they had turned red, looking like little beets. Little beets at his side. Van Pelt laughed and pulled the trigger. The shot was deafening, causing the crowd to jump, first in shock and then in abject horror. As the cloud of smoke cleared, they expected to see the groom mangled, bloody, dead. But he wasn't. Those with sharp eyes had seen something slightly different. A large orange blur had flown to the altar just as the shot went off. A large orange blur flying to the altar just as the shot went off. Goku was standing in front of the gun. Okay, wait. But he wasn't. Those with sharp eyes had seen something different as large. Goku was standing in front of the gun, the barrel pointed at his sternum, and not a single scratch on him. Hey, pal, that wasn't very nice, Goku said. Van Pelt could do nothing but stare with wide eyes. I've never missed a shot. Not in my whole goddamn life. It must have been a misfire. I'll leave that double exclamation. Maybe you should leave, buddy, before I have to make you, Goku continued. Fine, I guess I'll have to do this the savage way, Van Pelt sneered as he pulled a long, jagged knife from his belt. He flashed it in front of Goku's face, waving it menacingly from left to right. Oh fuck, it could be Tails. Goku smiled. He liked it when the bad guys got cocky. Okay, mister, you asked for it. Goku suddenly became a blur, his strong arms and rippling... His strong arms and rippling... No, his strong hands and rippling bare arms moving... Strong fists and rippling bare arms moving too fast for any eye to track. Van Pelt seemed to do nothing, just standing there frozen at the spectacle. But then time caught up to Van Pelt, and his face exploded into a crimson mist. Was the only muffled sound that escaped Van Pelt's face, or what was left of it. And yet somehow the rugged hunter remained standing. Unsteady, but still on two high-socked, jungle-booted feet. Wow, maybe you're tougher than I thought, Goku exclaimed. Should I say high-socked or knee-socked? I'm gonna say knee-socked. Wow, maybe you're tougher than I thought, Goku exclaimed. But that's okay. I've got more for you. Got more than I've got. That's okay. I've got more for you. A dazzling light began to radiate from Goku, bathing the altar and eventually the whole wedding party in a buzzing brilliance. Goku's muscles were rippling, and his now white hair danced upright. Sorry, I have a double ripple here. His strong fists and bare arms. There we go, solved it. And his now white hair danced upright, his entire body filling immense energy. Time stopped and hearts beat faster. Goku was going Super Saiyan. Dear Lord, Van Pelt exclaimed through his bloody pulp of a face. Muttered through his bloody pulp of a face. I'm gonna say mumbled. God has nothing to do with it, buddy, Goku replied. He slowly moved his hands high and behind his head, palms open and crackling with power. Maybe it's time for a round of applause. His hands rocketed forward, blurring from start to finish, meeting in a mighty clap centered on Van Pelt's head. A sickening wet clap reverberated through the meeting in a mighty slap. centered on Van Pelt's head. A sickening wet clap reverberated through the venue as blood lightly showered the wedding party. Van Pelt, or rather his now headless body, slumped to the floor. The crowd burst into applause, Krillin slapping Goku on the back in thanks as Android 18 quietly wiped blood off her dress. "Wowee," exclaimed Peter. "Now that was cool." "I don't know," replied Judy. "Blood makes me want to hurl." At the altar, Goku had Van Pelt's body slung across his shoulder and was floating a few inches off the ground. "Sorry for the mess, Krillin, but now there's nothing stopping you from getting married." And the big orange goof flew off into the distance with his latest kill. With his latest victory. Krillin laughed. "Thanks, pal. Now, Mr. Priest, if you don't mind, I want to Now, Mr. Priest, if you don't mind, I want to skip to the good part." And he stepped forward towards his bride. I didn't mean to say broad. And he stepped forward towards his bride, jumped as high as he could, and planted a kiss square on her lips. The crowd laughed and cheered as the beautiful couple became one. Peter and Judy joined the revelry, enjoying the show so much that they didn't notice the creeping green fog surrounding them. Jumanji was calling. While this round may be over, they had many more to go. Fuck me, folks. What's the word count on that? You know, that's not bad. It took 2.5 hours. And was 1,850 words. How do I publish this on AO3? I'll reach out to Jake, because it'd be funny if we have a Subpixel account there. Wow, thank you guys so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed that. I do think next time I'm going to try and make it more deliberately funny. I'm going to try and have more lines like, there was a moment of silence, just like the day after 9/11, 9/12, but shorter and less sad. There's this one line I have in my head that one of my characters needs to say at some point called, the line goes, "I know why the caged bird sings," he thought, "because it doesn't have a gun." Who's Squat Cobbler? Squat. That's so big. I mean, I'm not opposed to raiding people. I just need to make sure we're not going to raid a white supremacist. I don't even know how to raid. Anyways, let's outro the stream and then I'll raid. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We are Subpixel. You can find us at Subpixel Team on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Mixer, Blue Sky, X. What's the other one? Threads? Whiskey Whisper. You can find me on Twitter at ThinGibson. Tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern, we're back with Roblox with Adults, episode 5, I believe. It's going to be bonkers. If you enjoyed this stream, we're going to be back with some more FANFIC live this Sunday at some time. We've been doing them Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern, but don't hold us to it. Also, not sure who's going to do it. It may be me again. I'm fine with. Could be Will. Who knows? And also Thursdays, 9 p.m. Eastern, we have local chat. This week, we're going to be talking a lot about Starfield. So if you're interested in Starfield, tune in. If you're not interested, tune in anyways, because we're going to drag that fucking game. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Let's see if we can raid some boys. I don't even know how to raid. Let's squat. I don't think they're live. I don't think they're live. You know what? How about you guys raid Kyle Bossman? Y'all have a great time. I'll see y'all later. Bye. Oh wait, I don't think it's a raid preview. So I think I have to wait a little bit and then I can click it. I've never raided before. Did that work? Let's try it.